when last you guys were here, you were in the underground necropolis of Yithrin, exploring the city, trying to complete the ritual of the arcane octad. You had found a couple of pieces of the ritual, one of which I'll have to remind myself all of them that you have, but you had several of the portions of it from different places that you had found. And let me just get all of those to remind you what you guys know real quick. Okay. You're traveling with Velian Harpel. You're traveling with a man that you found inside of an infirmary, strapped to a table that claims to be a citizen of the original city that was locked in stasis there from the fall. And you're traveling with Velian's professorial orb, Professor Skunt, who've been able to provide some information. You found a couple of pieces of the ritual. You know that it is, first you had to make a wand from the nether oak. Then, where is this? Where it tells me what they all are. One moment, and I will give them all to you. Apologies. I want to make sure you know them all, so, or know everything that you've got. Here we are. You had to first wand of the nether oak. Then you knew second, summon a flame in the palm of your hand. You knew seventh, draw a circle in the ground using ashes of a corpse, basically. And those are the three pieces that you know, right? Mm-hmm. So the one that you learned from the little witch's domain that you managed to escape from by giving them, you gave up memories and pieces of yourself to the old hags to be able to escape their domain, and that's where you learned to summon a flame in the palm of your hand. So those are the three pieces you know, and you knew the location of a fifth one that had broken off of the tower of divination that was in the observatory. You broke into the observatory, and as you finally broke down the metal door of the observatory, you see this giant hulking blue toad-like creature that I showed you a picture of last time. Looks like this. J-Lo's character basically goes, nope, 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 and casts banishment upon the thing. And hello, cat.
Abigail.
Casts banishment upon it, and it pops out of existence. Briefly, it just up and poops away. And there you are in front of this tower. You know that it is gone for a brief period of time. I'll describe the tower to you again. A large telescope dominates a 30-foot tower, a 30-foot diameter circular chamber at the top of the tower, gazing into the Oh, yeah. That's what you see. The telescope sticking out of the top of it. And I'm just getting the soundscape ready for you guys. And then the question is, the giant hulking blue monster thing has disappeared. What do you do?
Jeff, do I know if it's like from what it is? Like, do I have an idea of whether it's coming back or not?
You know, that's a good ass question.
I can't remember the rules on banishment, but also I don't know what Leonard knows.
Sure. You attempt to send one creature you can see to another plane of existence. The target must succeed as a charisma saving throw or be banished. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, the banishment to a harmless demi-plane and is incapacitated, and it pops back after a minute. If it's native to another plane of existence, it stays there basically.
So if it's like a planar fiend, it goes back to that plane and stays there.
Yes. If the target is negative to a different plane of existence other than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space is occupied. Otherwise, the target doesn't return. Hang on. Different plane of existence than the one you're on. Its home plane. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target Okay, so it's only if the spell ends. So it is a concentration spell. So if something were to break her concentration on the spell and it came back before a minute, it'll come back. If it doesn't, if the spell's not broken, which there's nothing around here to break it immediately, obviously, and it's from a different plane,
It's
then
gone.
it's gone. Here's the question. What plane is this from? Let me find out. That's a very good question. I'm going to get you some soundscape while I'm finding that out for you. You know that things have popped away and they have come back before from her banishment spells. You can roll me I guess a history check to see if you know like what this thing is and where it may have come from, if it's potentially from a different plane.
17.
17. You've never heard of anything like this in your world or place of existence. You have read stories in your studies. Now, you are a warforged, so you come from a different area.
Yep.
You've heard stories of such creatures before. Um, of these sort of hulking uh toad-like creatures. And from what you have heard, they would be like outer planar entities.
Okay, but they're not from like the swamp next door.
No, with a 17, you think this thing ain't from around here,
Okay.
as best you can tell. Um, most likely some sort of extra planar thing would be your best guess.
Okay, so maybe it'll stay away.
Maybe. Yeah, I didn't even know this, but yeah, these things are from another plane. What a good spell to be using.
That is a truly awesome spell. I didn't realize that banishment uh, didn't keep them gone unless the full minute elapsed. I didn't realize if it got interrupted. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I just didn't think about it.
Yeah, she's got to concentrate on it for a minute, but if she concentrates on it for a minute, then it'll zip zap zoobity bop away. And yeah.
All right, love it.
What do you do? What does Cadillac think?
Um, I don't rightly know. Um,
What
Taking a
about
look here.
what
I
about
think
yeah.
I think I want to see because this guy was like guarding the door.
He was sort of guarding the door.
Yeah, so I want to see what he was guarding.
All right. On the inside of the tower, there is a stairwell ascending upwards. You know that the fragment of the Tower of Divination crashed into the roof of this thing where the telescope is. And whatever this was, it seemed to be guarding the door from below.
Okay, I'm gonna like cautiously go inside and look for other ones.
Okay. You don't see anything in the base of the tower. There is a large stairwell ascending upwards in a spiral pattern.
But I don't see any more demon toads.
Not down here.
All right. I'm going to let everybody know and start going up the stairs.
Okay. I just want to describe this thing that you saw before. It was a 10-foot tall biped weighing 1,000 pounds, roughly resembling a humanoid toad with light electric blue skin.
So I was sort of looking eye to eye at it, is what you're saying in my
Yep.
isn't it?
Yep, you looked eye to eye with it.
And I immediately thought, I could take him in arm wrestling.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give you this. It's from another plane of existence, so it's not coming back. I want to just read this to you. On attack, if humanoid must succeed a DC X Constitution saving throw, or be infected with a disease called the Chaos Plague. While infected, the target cannot regain hit points at all. Its hit point maximum is reduced by 3d6 every 24 hours. If the disease reduces the target's hit point maximum to 0, you instantly transform into a toad thing.
That sounds bad.
Only a wish spell can reverse the transformation.
Wow.
The Chaos Plague.
If I had transformed into a toad thing, would I be able to make decisions as a 1,000-pound toad thing?
No. It'd be your character's dead. You're now a toad monster.
Oh, okay. All right, just checking because that could have been cool.
I mean, I guess it could have been. I could have made just you're now a slod.
Here's your stat block.
You're a toad monster. You're a toad monster now. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
but
I'm going to cautiously ascend the stairs.
Okay. As you ascend the stairs, you see a large telescope dominating a 30-foot diameter circular chamber at the top of the tower. Gazing into the telescope's eyepiece is a hulking, frog-like biped. This one, unlike the other one, is not blue but green in color, and he's wearing what appears to be wizard's robes. Leonard, roll me a stealth check. You're not the stealthiest of, like, robots, are you?
I am not, and I did not prepare to be stealthy.
It does not notice you one little bit. It's mumbling to itself and looking into the eyepiece of its telescope.
Can I hear the language it's muttering in?
Roll perception. What'd you get?
9.
You can hear something. Let me see what it's speaking. See if you know the language. Do you know primordial?
I do.
Then yes, you recognize primordial. How do you know primordial?
It's I took the Sage background.
What an interest!
I picked some random languages, and I figured if they ever became relevant, I'd figure out a reason.
I got to know a reason now why you know the primordial language. Okay, with a 9, this is what you hear it saying. You hear mutterings about I hate it here. I must. Something about reverse power. Escape. It's not working. How do you work this? This ancient. And that's sort of what you get.
Okay, I'm gonna let everybody know that there's
Broken gibberish.
a
Yeah,
frog wizard up top that seems like he talks, and he's trying to figure out a machine or something.
He's fiddling with a telescope.
Yeah, lucky for him, we have somebody who grew up in the city.
Roll me perception. Roll me perception one more time.
Zabuxaruk, or whatever his name is. Zerbaxa.
10.
Zebulon? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, this guy's wearing robes that look original to the city.
Oh, maybe he got chaos plagued. Maybe he got turned into a demon toad.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's neat. All right. I'm happy to go up and talk to him, but sort of want to let everybody else have a chance to decide if they're coming with me or if they're going to wantonly murder him.
I'm going with.
Okay, you're going with. All right.
I will take up the rear.
All right, everybody walks up there. Are you trying to walk up there stealthily or not so stealthily? Just want to know how you're doing it.
I'm trying to be quiet, pretty stealthy on my way back up.
Okay. Then everybody roll me a stealth check.
And I'm a little stealthy.
All right, give me just a moment to load this into memory.
Oh, come on. Good God, I'm a +8 and it's still a 10.
It's still loading for me. What'd you get, Cadillac?
Mine's at disadvantage, and so a 4.
Clank, 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 clank. Okay. Everybody is fairly stealthy except Cadillac's just clanking. Roll perception for this guy. 15. He notices all of you, and as you all come clanking up the steps, he looks back over at you at the edge of the steps, and you're all all three of you are there at the top of the tower, edge of the steps into the circular room where he's fiddling with the telescope. And he looks over at you, he looks back at the telescope, he goes, ah! And then goes back to fiddling with his telescope.
I'm going to talk to him in primordial and say, what you doing?
Ah!
I can probably fix that.
It turns around and it looks at you and goes, ah! With claws and teeth bared out wide. And roll me a it's trying to intimidate you. So roll me wisdom.
Wait, I thought I clicked wisdom. I do not succeed.
Intimidation is this is a okay, so he rolls a 3 on his charisma intimidation check. It kind of goes ah! very sort of cartoonishly going, leave me alone, or I'll eat you.
And I'm going to tell him, we already banished one of you.
He goes, banished it. Says,
yeah, the blue guy.
Ugh. Ah.
So what you doing?
Are you speaking in primordial?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me persuasion. He just looks over you and goes, "Ah!"
All right. I know when I'm not wanted.
Uh,
I
you
can
s-
translate for anybody else.
you see, yeah. The creature sort of says, "I was once the arch astronomer of this place."
So you're trying to get the telescope to work? I know a little about telescopes.
Um, he looks over at you and he says, "Don't you touch it."
Probably has something to do with that piece of rock that fell.
He says, "It's none of your concern." It says in Primordial, "It's none of your concern." And it picks up like a rod that it was carrying and sort of bears it at you and snarls and says, "Be on your way or wind up like me."
But you don't seem to be doing too great. Well, I know. I'm not going to try to convince him. I already failed.
Yeah.
But we do got to get that rock or that piece or whatever.
It just goes back to fiddling with the telescope. You can see the crashed piece of stone with the inscription written on it in the corner. And it
Yeah,
doesn't
but I
seem to
can't
be.
read it.
It's in Draconic. Doesn't seem to be paying any mind. He doesn't seem to be paying any mind to you. You had a character that was able to translate Draconic.
Somebody can.
Yeah, I don't remember who it was.
I think it's Zarya.
Well, what's it say? I want to read it.
Okay. You're able to read it if you just are going to read the inscription. It says, "Third, a burnt palm loosens the tongue. Shed a secret about yourself for all to hear."
Okay. I don't remember which ones of these towers we have gone to.
You have found the crashed tower of necromancy. You've gone to the tower of divination. This is the piece from the tower of divination. You found the tower of abjuration. And abjuration, necromancy, divination, and conjuration. The hands.
Okay.
The tower with all the hands.
In their hands.
Was
We
the
got
tower of
4 more.
conjuration.
And they're probably like the 4 we found were like on this side of the world.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the other 4 are probably like these 4.
Somewhere out there. Yep.
I don't know. I can't tell from this map what constitutes a wizard tower and what's just a.
Oh. It's going to take some exploration, baby. Which fortunately, you managed to banish the biggest threat here, and this guy doesn't seem to be interested in picking a fight unless you're going to touch his telescope.
But like we could probably surveil with the telescope if he'd let us use it, right? I mean, maybe.
Try. He is very intent on that telescope.
Well, he's mad at me. Anybody else have thoughts, feelings, desires, wishes?
Um, I don't really want to get turned into a toad thing, but I'm also ready to get out of this subterranean city. So if if someone will sort of point me in the right direction of what I need to do for that, then that would be, I'm all for that. So if I need to go and grab a rock,
Harkis,
beat up on
Harkis,
somebody,
Harkis, Harkis is just like, I'm done with this city. I've been down in this city now for
I
long
haven't
enough.
seen I haven't seen daylight in a long time. I'm ready to go.
You got to find a way to put right the world through the power of this city.
I'm just gonna ask the dude, hey, we're trying to turn the city back on, and to do that, we need to find 4 more towers. Is there any way you could point us in the direction of them?
Roll persuasion.
Could you please help us out? Can I convince you to help? And I'll.
Um. Turns.
Right.
He turns and looks at you, and
Sorry, y'all.
in his hand, a ball of fire appears, and he says, he's just in primordial to you. He says, "Get out!" And he throws a ball of fire right at you, Leonard. Um,
I attempt to disbelieve.
A 7 misses you. The ball of fire, you're not certain that he was actually trying to hit you, but a ball of fire goes flying by you and smashes into the wall of the observatory, and flame sort of crackles down the walls a bit. And he turns around and goes back to his telescope.
I'm running away. I tried.
So,
I'm running away.
Leonard, you've been talking to him. Do you get the sense that he's a toad because he's been cursed?
I don't know. He speaks primordial. That's the weird part. Like, if he was a resident of the city, I'd expect him to speak whatever Zerbaxa speaks.
Well, you haven't. Yeah. But if you know how the Chaos Plague works. He definitely is wearing the robes of one of the people from the city.
Oh, and he said he was the arcane researcher guy.
The arch astronomer.
And Leonard, we really need this guy's help, right?
Well, it just seems like if you had to pick a person who kind of knows a lot about stuff here, like the dude who is in charge might be helpful. But like we can also just wander around and trip over somebody else helpful.
I guess I step around you then and face him and lift up one of my hands and say, by the power of Sylvanus, I remove this curse. Be non-toad once more.
He looks up at you and reaches out a scaly, wart-covered hand, places it on your shoulder, and he says, "Thank you. I have tried this many times over the last in common over the last 1,000 years. Locked away here. This is my eternal torment. There is no cure. I don't know how you passed by the creature below, but I have prevented it from escaping this place and infecting more with what it has done to me. But there is no cure. There is no happiness. I seek only to use this telescope to transport myself to a happier place, away from here." And he says, "You had best leave before you become like me. And then turns back to the telescope. Still a green frog thing.
Well, I tried.
All right, time to go explore some more of this.
I just want to say nothing but a wish spell can save you from the Chaos Plague. But you guys banished the creature that would have infected you with it. I would have loved it if we had a party of battle toads to end the game.
Or we released him so that he can cause more havoc as we come up against an army of slods.
No, he's extra planar. The blue guy's gone. He's back to the plane of limbo where he came from.
He's going to get reinforcements.
Right. He's coming back with brothers.
Yeah. All right. So you guys head out and you're back in the streets. You have found 4 of the pieces of the arcane octad. What way do you head? Where are we going?
Just, do they seem to be equally spaced out? Like, does there seem to be a pattern to the placement of the towers based on the 4 we found?
I'll highlight the ones you found. How's that? And then you can decide that for yourself.
That'd be great.
How about I'll make a red X on each of the ones you found. Okay. Necromancy, fallen over here. Abjuration, right here. Divination, right here. Conjuration, right here. And then you're in the little, you're in the butt plug tower here.
Okay. So, I don't know. I guess it could be. They've all got little symbols up top, or I think they do. The necromancy one's sort of fallen over, but the others have little glowy symbols. And this one has a glowy symbol. And this one has a glowy symbol. I can't tell that this one has a glowy symbol. And I think that one might have a glowy symbol.
And then there's this one over here.
And then there's the pipe organ thing.
Well, and then there's this one right here too.
I'm going to wait for that last one down here at the bottom.
There's also this one that looks like the one of the little like droids from Star Wars.
Yeah, IG-88 or whatever.
Yeah, and the pipe organ one. The pipe organ is separate from this one, by the way. So, where are you headed?
Okay, I guess like if we went down back this way, we would be going through known territory because here's where we won our little freeze tag game.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the idea of traversing streets that we sort of already know what evils lurk. We just know to avoid the market.
Okay. So heading back that way, is that what everybody is in favor of?
Sounds good.
Okay. Which way are you heading? Please be specific. Are you heading close to the central tower, or are you heading back out around the outer rim of the? Because there's other things and other people that are around here doing things.
Well, my whole thought was to go through go near places that we had sort of scoped out before, so we would be more familiar with anything out of place or unusual.
All right. So that would be heading back like through the market and then back across the sort of like this area here.
Well, I think probably would avoid the market because isn't that where those things were banging around?
Yeah, there was a thing banging around here in this building right there.
Yeah, I would try to avoid that.
And then you encountered the knights here at the market, but they were heading another direction. You're not certain where they went. Okay. Just give me a point that you're heading towards. Just mark
Yeah. Why don't we just head back sort of kind of through the market-ish around this like claw-shaped arena thing.
Okay.
Kind of this way.
Yeah. As you walk by,
sure.
as you walk by that claw-shaped thing, there are 8 tusk-like towers that are embedded in the walls of this monumental building, their spires arching over its shattered roof. There are some signs outside that are written in like the Netherese tongue that you can't really translate unless somebody has a translation spell.
Can Zerbaxa translate them?
Yes. His name is not Zerbaxa. It's Xerophon.
Xerophon.
Xerophon looks over at you and he says, "The House of the Arcane, the Grand Academy, a place of study for new mages."
I really want to earmark that to explore with the casters when Yatara is back with us. If we are looking for spare time or things to do in our spare time.
Yeah, sure. And then are you heading back towards the Tower of Abjuration over here? Or are you heading back this way towards this castle thing here?
I think from here toward the Tower of Abjuration, sort of aiming for the one that Harkus indicated, maybe this.
Okay. Oop, I brought some cloud along with me. Take that away. No. Sorry. Get rid of that cloud. Go over here. All right. You make it there without too much difficulty. As you sort of approach, there is the most obvious structure that you first come across is a large dome-shaped building with sort of a huge keeping roof, and I'll read you sort of the official description of it. A palatial hexagonal building arises before you, crowned with a glittering dome roof. There is a double door on one side that stands slightly ajar. It's a beautiful looking, huge hulking building. And then down into this lower area, there is a tower that is, you can see, more than 100 feet tall with a rotating glass chamber that appears to be hovering above the tower. Just sort of like hovering in midair, and the glass chamber is rotating. There are 4 pointed pillars clutch the chamber's walls, giving it the appearance of a colossal floating crown. The chamber's floating about 30 feet above the tower.
Does it does it have a runic marking on it?
You're too far from the tower to see.
Okay. I can't tell on the map either. But that's sort of what I'm wondering. Is like, is it even one of the 8 towers, or is it its own thing?
You'd have to go up to it to get closer to it
Yeah.
to see. Are you going to the tower, or are you going to the big hexagonal building?
I think I'm probably gonna go like to the tower by way of the big hexagonal building, like walk in front of it and then down to scope it out because it looks interesting too.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. as you're scoping it out, how how are you exactly scoping it out? You're just looking at it really close.
Well, like, there are lights on it. Like, are the doors open? Does it look like anybody's doing stuff in there? Can I tell what the building is? Can Zerbaxa read it to me?
Yeah, roll perception.
I am not good.
Hey,
Oh.
look at that. Don't sell yourself short.
All right. From a distance, you can see that, yes, the spinning glass chamber that's rotating 30 feet above the tower is lit up. With a 23, you see figures amongst the light standing inside of this slowly rotating chamber and moving. And you actually see a spiraling staircase there, and you can make out a figure moving on it. Do you have any sort of eyepiece or any magnification or anything like that? Your freaking artificer, do you have anything like that?
No, I got jeweler's tools. Let me see. I got a bunch of stuff that I've accumulated. Nope. I got otter pops. I got a squiggly ring. I got an unidentified amulet.
All right. Well, I think that with a 23 perception, you can make out figures that are standing inside of this slowly rotating glass observatory tower that appears to be 120 feet tall. And you can see one figure that appears slimmer, smaller, and more feminine appearing. And then you see two figures that are flanking the smaller figure. And the two figures are hulking, larger, and have the shape of what would appear to be suits of armor.
I'm gonna relay what I found out to the party, but I don't I don't really like any of
that. Your initial instinct with a damn 23 perception is that these figures look strikingly similar to the knights that you had encountered previously.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was worried about. But
sort
they got
of
somebody
seeing their shadows in the rotating portion of this observatory.
They got some boss with them. But they weren't going into a tower last time, right?
They were heading in opposite direction. You don't know where they were going.
Okay, but we didn't see them entering or leaving a tower. They were just walking by, and we.
Yes, they kicked your ass and then moved on.
All right, I think we're going to move on from this one, at least for now.
Okay,
agreed.
If there's no opposition.
Well, that was a very lucky perception roll. I march into the tower. Oh no. Okay. What way are you heading?
I think to the orange one, maybe.
All right. Are you doing that in such a way as to avoid the eyesight of this
rotating
observation tower?
Absolutely.
All right. Everybody roll me some group stealth checks as you're trying to sneak around this observation tower that is 120 feet tall.
And I think maybe going behind this building.
Yeah, good. 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 All right. Everybody passes. Yeah. You make your way around and you've reached another tower. Before you, this tower rises up straight like an arrow, and a faint light shines from in the tower's highest window, and hairline cracks creep up its walls like ivy.
All right, but it's got a door.
Does
that door have a trap? I don't know why I'm the one checking for traps, but I'm gonna check for traps.
Hey, roll me perception for traps.
21.
You don't detect any mechanical traps on the outside of this tower or the door.
Okay. Assuming everybody's following me, I'm gonna walk in.
Sweet.
Okay. Walk into the tower, and the tower's interior walls are sculpted with impressions of humanoid forms pressing out from within. Clawing hands and howling faces captured in stone forever.
That doesn't seem like bad omen at all.
Yeah,
There's a staircase ascending upwards.
I feel like making my way to the staircase.
Okay.
But doing so with like an eye on the humanoid figures trapped in the wall.
Okay. Yeah. You make your way up the stairs, watching the humanoid figures trapped in the wall, and you see nothing happening. As you climb to the peak, there you see a statue, and it is a woman in wizard's robes that is posed as if she is completing a spell. And the statue is kind of thrown off to the side, and anybody here got stone cunning? You do, Cadillac.
I do, yeah.
Roll me a stone cunning check, history. The statue is made of adamantine, depicting a woman, and it is beautifully sculpted. I mean, detailed to the finest detail, immaculate in detail, and made out of adamantine. She's posed as if completing a spell that has been tossed about, and the statue appears to have crashed into a portion of the inscription that is written on the wall in Draconic. And the damaged inscription you can read says, "Eighth, stand firm in thy circle of death and consume." And the statue has crashed into a portion of the words "consume what?" and has basically obliterated it. Stand firm in thy circle of death and consume something.
Hmm.
Hmm. Seems unfortunate.
Maybe good berries.
Maybe good bears, exactly. Exactly.
consume good berries. I like it.
Yeah, you can tell that the statue of the woman had smashed into this. This be one of them thinking puzzles. Good thing I got three smart peoples here that
I'm just trying to figure out what tower this is.
well, let's
Because
count.
we've been to abjuration,
Mm-hmm.
divination,
Yep.
necromancy,
Yep.
and conjuration.
Yep. So what's left?
So that means we have evocation, and I don't think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Enchantment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Illusion.
Mm-hmm. And
And
transmutation.
transmutation. So maybe it's an illusion that the statue is.
Are you investigating the statue?
So I'm thinking either that it's not really wrecked or restoring it might restore the words. I'm
Maybe
going to
so.
inspect the statue with the goal of putting it back into place.
Okay. Roll me investigation
Investigation.
on the statue.
16.
Leonard, you've never seen a statue this precise. Roll me insight, because you actually have seen a statue this precise once before. 10. Roll me a d20, straight up. You're right on the border.
Is this transmutation, maybe?
All right. Kenny, or Leonard, you've seen a statue this fine only once before. And it strikes you. Toot was the statue that you have seen before that was this immaculate. Was the statue of Toot.
Something petrified this lady.
Or transmuted her.
Can I see, like, if the statue were in its place, like, what direction would she be looking?
Down at a spell book that is, like, open.
I'm going to get Zerbaxa to help me read the spell book. I assume it's in Netherese.
It is not readable. It appears, it looks at it and it says, it appears to be a spell. A polymorph spell. True polymorph. She has transformed herself into an adamantine statue to survive.
Enhance.
It's all I got. It's true polymorph. The details of the spell are gone. It is not how enhance works. You cannot enhance details that are not already there. Well, this is not CSI.
Does the like is this a Barbie with accessories? Does the spell book look removable?
It is a statue and of adamantine.
But it's not like the spell book slots into her hands.
Nope. You cannot take the spell book. You are not getting the spell, no. Like, well, if I can't claim it, at least I get the spell. No. I've already given you more than I should.
Do we think she's friendly?
She's a statue.
Well, her face. Does she have a friendly face?
Do I see anything? I want to try to reverse it.
Yeah. I mean, your options are to try to reverse the spell, to divine the missing word, or to, like, somehow repair the wall that has been destroyed.
Oh, hang on. Nope. Nuh-uh.
Really need a wizard for this.
I got a necklace of fireballs. I don't have mending.
You're an artificer. How do you not have mending, you artificer?
I can try saying a prayer that might reanimate her if that's what we think we want to do. I have an idea, and my faith is strong.
All right.
Even though my God forsook me with the Toad Man.
Forsook you.
Is that what we would like to do?
You hear Shrubwad go, try it, God, man.
I
Don't forget about me. I have an important part to play in all of this. I'm still here. Treewad now. As you walk around with a 9-foot-tall Harkus and Cadillac with a tree sticking out of his pack.
Well, Treewad's on a mount at this point.
That's right. He's got his own mount.
So, I guess I walk up to the statue and place my hand on it, and I close my eyes, and I start chanting a prayer to Sylvanus.
Okay.
And we'll see if he answers my prayer.
We're casting Dispel Magic.
We are burning through my 3rd level spell slots.
Okay. All right. Make me a spell casting. Hang on.
Excuse me.
All right. I don't even know that this is really possible. I want you to roll me a. All right. Lord Jesus. Roll me a religion check. Just make me a religion check. You're praying to
Okay.
Sylvanus. Let's see if Sylvanus is going to answer your prayers.
With advantage, you say?
Sure. Why not?
Should ask that more often.
18. All right. Roll me a spell casting check.
Okay, so let's see. How do I do that?
It is a using an ability check using your spellcasting ability. What's your spellcasting ability? You're a paladin, so you use. What do you use to cast? Wisdom.
I think it's wisdom.
So basically, like a wisdom. What's your spell attack?
Spell attack is +5.
So roll me a d20 +5.
Okay.
I'll let you add your proficiency bonus on those.
Okay.
Roll it again with advantage.
Terrible rolling.
Okay. You feel the light of Sylvanus well up in you. And you touch your hands to the statue, and you can feel the magic moving as if it's trying to release. But you can tell the spell you cast, the spell that was cast upon her, is a strong spell. What would be like a 9th level spell or higher. And your ability here, even with Sylvanus's aid and advantage, doesn't feel strong enough to break it. You're still in that moment if anybody has anything they can do to help. But you can tell that you just haven't rolled well enough, and your strength is not high enough to be able to break this powerful spell. The DC is essentially 19 here.
I don't think there's anything.
If anybody has anything they can aid you with. This is where you need your casters.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I don't think I have anything that can help.
I don't have anything.
Bless won't help with this, will it?
Does Bless give you a bonus to your rolls?
Attack or saving throws.
Let's see here. That's stuff that Laterna would be able to give you.
This feels like a magical battle, a battle of the mind.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you have not been able to really break it. No bardic inspiration or anything like that is granted to you, and the magic fades, and you can tell that you almost had it, but you just weren't quite strong enough in the moment.
Well, fiddlesticks.
You had it. You just weren't strong enough to do
You
it.
blew it.
I did. Well, I tried, say for the second time this afternoon. I sure shuffle off.
It's kind of like depressed.
Clearly, I need to meditate more. My bond with my God has fractured a bit. Clearly,
I mean, you just tried to cast a 19th, tried to break a 9th level spell, with a 3rd level spell. So you had to roll really good, and you just didn't roll that good. I even gave you advantage for the prayer to Sylvanas.
mm-hmm.
I mean, your last 3 rolls have been a 5, a 6, and a 3. I can't help you.
Right. It's pretty dreadful. My strength, my strength just isn't where it needs to be.
Jeff, I have a thought.
Yeah.
Does Cadillac tell me that this almost worked?
Yeah. Cadillac tells you that it almost worked. He just wasn't strong enough.
Okay. Then if it almost worked, maybe there's still a person in there?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely still. Cadillac is 100% certain there's definitely still a person in there.
I am going to use an artificer infusion called Helm of Telepathy
Oh.
to cast Detect Thoughts at a spell save DC of 13.
Okay. The thoughts you get are ah!
And as long as I maintain concentration, I can use a bonus action to send a message and it can reply.
Actually, no. That's what you hear. Instead of just like constant screaming, which I think is a funny thing, I think more like imagine. Have you seen Stranger Things?
Mm-hmm.
You know when Eleven goes into the pool and into the dark room to like try to detect thoughts and do telepathy. She's going to be in the pool, and then everything is black and surrounded by nothing but blackness. You enter a space like that mentally, and everything is black, and you call out hello, and you hear quietly, I think, a soft voice that says, hello?
Okay, I'm going to say first with a message. Hey, what's that mural say to consume?
I think what you get is confusion, and the thought you detect back is, what?
What'd you have to eat to do this?
Yeah, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read it and see if she auto completes it. Stand firm in that circle of death and consume. Blank.
The thought you hear back is poison.
Okay.
And then you hear, who are you?
Oh, it's been a real long time. You've been here for a minute. Like it's been thousands of years, I think. Is there a way to reverse this or let you out of here? Like, can you fix this? Because we tried and we can't.
She said the thought is, it should have ended.
You're a statue.
It should have ended on its own. Only an hour.
Nope.
Oh no, thousands of years, a super long time.
I don't know. And then you get the thought, I don't know, and then you get the thought, help me. Oh God, help me, help me.
The statue tipped over. Does that get you anywhere? Is that at all helpful?
Just help me, help me, help me. And then you get the sensation of like that this entity has not spoken to another person in thousands of years, or felt the thoughts of another person in thousands of years, and is desperately clinging to your existence.
Yeah, here's your chance.
To keep their sanity.
I got arms and legs. I can poke stuff. I can read stuff.
Please reverse the spell. Help me.
Yeah, just point me to that spell reversal button, and I'll gladly press it.
You get the thought, wish Wish. Wish.
Okay. Is there a place in the city that something to reverse this could easily be found?
The thought you get is spire.
Like the big one?
Like the big one.
Okay. All right.
And you know that the phrase is eighth, stand firm in thy circle of death and consume poison. You also learn the name of this entity. You learn her name is Metlara. Metlara.
Metalara turned into adamantium.
Metalara. Yep, Metalara. That is her name, Metalara.
That is on the nose.
A little bit. She was the high transmuter of Eutherin. Metalara. And I think your spell of detect thoughts is broken.
Yeah, it seems like everybody who was in charge of the city has been cursed.
Yeah.
Like the head transmuter has been transmuted. The head astronomer is a toad.
Yep. Congratulations. You found eighth. Stand firm in thy circle of death and consume poison.
All right. Consume poison.
So not good berries then.
There is a bunch of rubble and other stuff around the floor of this room.
Yeah, I want to look to see if there's anything good. I mean, if
Okay.
she was only planning to be turned to adamantine for an hour, maybe she left some super cool stuff around here.
Sure. Roll me investigation. Anybody who wants to look.
Like a wand of reverse true polymorph.
Yeah. No. 11. 3.
Hang on, I don't know what I did to my chat window. Oh, there we go. Investigation. How did I get? No.
We'll give whoever gets the highest will find this.
Characters.
Arcus is winning it now.
Investigation.
No.
Leonard, you find it.
13.
You find a bag of beans in a small pile of rubbish.
Okay, I have to give somebody else the bag of beans.
You put it right. You put it right next to the deck of many things in your stuff.
Right. No, actually,
I'm begging you to draw a card.
I'm gonna.
Who has the deck? Don't I have the deck? Who
No,
has the deck?
Leonard has the deck.
Damn it.
I'm hoping I have the deck of a bunch of things and not just the deck of 14 bad things and one good one.
Only one way to find out, man.
Because there's a big one and then there's the little one.
I mean, if all else fails, we've got enough fireballs to just end it quick for us all. So,
all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the beans are up for grabs.
Yeah. Anybody want the bag of beans?
I'll take the beans.
Bag of beans.
Are these like dried beans or cooked beans?
They're dried beans.
Okay.
Plant them in the ground. Magical things happen.
Okay.
Oh, I can't remember if we've had this in a game that we've played, but the bag of beans is so much fun.
You have. We had it in Avernus.
I have one. I just never use it for anything.
You have a bag of beans?
I sure do.
Where'd you get that from?
Got it way back at the beginning of the session. I gave one of them to the I think she was a dwarf warlord earlier in the campaign to just create a little bit of havoc. I have no idea what she did with it.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
I did not remember that you had a bag of beans. But now you have multiple bags of beans.
Oh, that's so much fun.
All right, everybody. I think that's enough for tonight's session. You managed to find another tower, and you found another part of the arcane octad. You managed to avoid getting killed with the three of you somehow, and you definitely could have died.
Oh yeah,
So.
I think that thanks to Zaharia for saving us all.
Well, she already had said that she was doing that at the end of the last session, which is why I allowed it to go forward and then allowed the cast to happen. So we will pick it up here next week. Hopefully we'll have more people able to play and we'll get a little more action going. Here's to all of you guys. Y'all are the best. Cheers. We'll pick it up next week.
See you guys.
Good night, everybody.